Going to ask about Terrell Bernard as well. Just to clarify, does he still need additional testing to see where he's at, or is it more just kind of the testing's done and seeing how he's feeling?
Buffalo Bills could very well be avoiding a huge loss to Terrell Bernard, per Sean McDermott's words.
I think just more further evaluation in terms of how he responds to the injury that he sustained last night. We're just taking it one day at a time.
At first thought, seeing Terrell Bernard come off that field visibly upset, a towel over his head, all the teammates going over to him, an air cast on that ankle. But just like Sean McDermott said, the Buffalo Bills are going to be evaluating him a little bit further. He went in for x-rays. X-rays came back negative. I'm assuming they probably did an MRI too to see any soft tissue damage. There appears to be none. And Sean McDermott flat out says that they're waiting to see how Terrell Bernard responds after they do a little bit of testing, mobility stuff to Bernard's ankle. But we could see this is the play that Terrell Bernard ends up hurting himself, his ankle kind of sticking in the turf, and he was off to a great start during this game versus the Steelers. He was doing some amazing things, but Terrell Bernard ends up sustaining this injury, which was a huge loss for the Buffalo Bills, actually having to put in Dorian Williams at middle linebacker because we are already without Tyrell Dotson. AJ Klein, who was just re-signed to our practice squad, had to come into the game. And here is Bernard with a towel over his head, leaving the field unknowingly that the x-rays were going to come back negative. And I think Terrell Bernard just needs to respond well. And I think we're going to have a lot of good news. It happened very quick in the interview. A lot of people are assuming that Terrell Bernard could very well be done for the year, but the x-rays are negative. It's clear that Sean McDermott didn't state that it's an MRI or further testing had to be done. They're seeing how he responds to some mobility tests. I love that the Buffalo Bills are staying focused. Even Jordan Poyer, after the game, was asked in his press conference interview,
"You guys took some serious hits tonight on defense. Does that take a little bit of the juice out of this thing?"
What?
Is this bittersweet, even though that you won, but you have all these injuries on your team? And Jordan Poyer basically laughed in the reporter's face. You look at all the injuries for the Buffalo Bills right now, including Trey White, Matt Milano, Rasul Douglas, Tyrell Dotson, Taylor Rapp, Gabe Davis. During the Steelers game, we lose Terrell Bernard, Balin Spector, Taron Johnson with a concussion, Christian Benford with a knee, and another setback for Stefon Diggs, Sam Martin, who's not listed here, and also Connor McGovern.
Your injury report seems to be exceptionally long.
But Taylor still dealing with his calf, Gabe with his knee, Russell with his knee, Tyrell Dotson with his shoulder, Aaron Johnson is in the concussion protocol, Balin Spector with his back, Terrell Bernard with his ankle, Sam Martin with the hamstring, Christian Benford with his knee.
We can kind of see here the Steelers were doing Diggs a little dirty, kind of tackling Stefon Diggs when he didn't even have a ball. I don't know why this was not a penalty, jumping on Diggs' back. After that huge hit with Minkah Fitzpatrick on Diggs, you could see Minkah Fitzpatrick kind of just throwing Diggs off onto the ground a little extra after the play. But you can clearly see just the positive energy and the positive attitude of this entire team. Even Diggs after the game, during the game with Dawson Knox hugging it out. You could even see here that Diggs before the game, this is with Deontay Hardy after the game, kind of celebrating there. And, you know, Diggs just has a great attitude. We played this before, but chugging the Gatorade bottle of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just, I love the whole entire attitude of this team. When we started this season talking about we weren't having fun, right, with Ken Dorsey, and we've progressed to big, shining smiles on our faces. Even Deion Dawkins on Kay Adams' show just saying, like, how fun the atmosphere was here in Buffalo with the snow. People throwing the snow all over the place. It was like confetti, he said. A lot of people are concerned that the Kansas City Chiefs basically have 48 hours of practice more than the Buffalo Bills due to our game getting postponed.
We'll be competing against a team that has 48 hours more rest than you do.
But the facts are, Sean McDermott knows the Kansas City Chiefs. We know what to expect. It's not like we're going against an opponent that we haven't played. We've played the Chiefs twice the past several seasons. We know Spagano, their defensive coordinator, the whole entire coaching tree of the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, that's really where Sean McDermott came from. He knows Andy Reid. And I think this probably is a good game for the Buffalo Bills to get on a short week in the playoffs. And we have players progressing in the health department like Gabe Davis. I know we were very efficient without Gabe Davis, but the facts are Gabe Davis shredded the Kansas City Chiefs and Spagano's defense in the playoffs with that 4-touchdown performance. Even Tyrel Dotson getting back to healthy after hearing Eric Washington say how well he was doing in his run fits and diagnosing plays. Dotson was really starting to progress before he got hurt. And with Balin Spector also going down, that is a big loss for the Bills. If we can get Dotson back, he's played the Chiefs. We've played him this year. We know what to expect. Even Josh Allen in that 50-plus yard run, hitting 19 miles an hour is absolutely incredible. And this is why we were trying to pace Josh Allen throughout the year so that he was fresh and healthy for the playoffs. Josh Allen is putting it all on the line in the playoffs to get wins. And knowing that, that's just going to help this offense even more going against the Kansas City Chiefs defense. Yes, we have some sustained injuries and some nagging injuries. Even Deion Dawkins dealing with that finger, which is not fully healthy yet. But great teams, championship teams, have depth to win the Super Bowl. We saw Cam Lewis step into the game in that dime defense under Sean McDermott, which we're probably going to be using this upcoming week. And also Taylor Rapp is getting healthy. Taylor Rapp kind of dealing with a calf. We're all hoping that Taylor Rapp is going to be good to go versus the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. And you look at the Chiefs' struggles, and it's really been on the offensive side of the football. Where are all the injuries for the Buffalo Bills? Really on the defensive side of the football right now. So this really equals out in my mind. The Buffalo Bills offense going against the Kansas City Chiefs defense, which has actually been one of the top defenses in the NFL. But Josh Allen, Stefon Diggs, Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid mixing between 11 and 12 personnel, actually having a true opposite threat of Stefon Diggs. Yes, Stefon Diggs hasn't had a game over 100 yards in 12 games, but everyone is missing the point because we are still winning due to the other targets and factors that we have on this team. In years past, the Buffalo Bills didn't have someone else that we could target or rely on, and now we do. Whether it's Dalton Kincaid, Khalil Shakir with such an amazing catch percentage, everything thrown his way is caught, plus his run after catch ability is absolutely incredible. We saw it in his touchdown versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, putting his hand in the dirt, shaking and baking is making his way to the end zone. Even Trent Sherfield catching that moon ball off the tip ball versus the Miami Dolphins, and Andy Isabella getting involved as well too. In this running back room between James Cook, Latavius Murray, and also Ty Johnson, basically making Leonard Fournette dispensable after they really, all three of them, three-headed monster here in Buffalo, proved themselves to Joe Brady in this offense. So yes, we have a ton of injuries on the Buffalo Bills, but we have the depth to supplement it. We've dealt with injuries all season long. Bills Mafia and Sean McDermott, Joe Brady, whoever it is, we've mixed and matched and has prepared us for this moment. And yes, they have 48 hours of practice ahead of the Buffalo Bills in this game, but we are at home. We are going to have home field advantage. The first time Patrick Mahomes is going to have to deal with that here in Buffalo. I absolutely love that. Appreciate you guys all so much. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. I see that 80% of my viewers are actually not subscribed. So if you consider subscribing, that would deeply, deeply mean the world. I also just want to say, take a look in the link at the description box. We have some awesome links there for you guys to check out, including the Buffalo Chicken Wing merch, but we also have a discount on Course Careers, helping people get online certificates and get directly hired and work completely remote. But I appreciate you guys all so much. Kansas City Chiefs are coming here to Buffalo. Everyone is saying Taylor Swift is going to be in town. Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. This is going to be a great matchup, and I think the Buffalo Bills have the depth to defeat them. Appreciate you. Hit like, subscribe, and go Bills.